ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యా రంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి జేఈఈ అయినా నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Now, in transport in plants, we just continue with the topic. In transport in plants, we discussed about diffusion and facilitated diffusion. What we have discussed in transport in plants, the two important concepts, what are the diffusion and facilitated diffusion. What we have discussed, diffusion, facilitated diffusion, we discussed both of them fall in the category called passive transport. Both of them fall in the category called passive transport. What we are discussing here? So, in transport in plants, we discussed about the two processes, diffusion and facilitated diffusion. Diffusion and facilitated diffusion, both of them will fall in the category called what? Passive transport. Diffusion is a passive transport and facilitated diffusion is also a passive transport. Now, let us come to what exactly meant by passive transport. Now, let us discuss this. So, if you take the types of transport, let us divide the types of transport into two categories. Passive transport and then active transport. Passive transport and then active transport. What are the two processes we have? Passive transport and active transport. Let us discuss very clearly passive transport and active transport. Now, if you take the passive transport, it is also called a downhill process. Downhill process. It's also called as what? A downhill process. Passive transport is also called downhill process. Coming to active transport, it's also called as, let me have a view on this. Active transport itself is referred as uphill transport. So, what do we write here? This is downhill process and this is uphill process. So, why do we call passive transport, why do we call downhill process, why do we call active transport as uphill process? Now, let us answer these two questions. Let us discuss very clearly, then you will get the answers for downhill process and why it is referred as uphill process. Coming to passive transport here, it is very slow process. Passive transport is a slow process. Coming to active transport, it is fast process or rapid process. Got it, all of you? Passive process, it occurs very slowly, and here active transport occurs in fast or rapid process. Rapid means very fast, randomly it occurs. Then here passive transport takes place along with the concentration gradient. Along with the concentration gradient. Along with the concentration gradient means from high concentration to low concentration. Okay. So, here what is the meaning of along with the concentration gradient? What is the meaning of along with the concentration gradient? It has to move from high concentration to low concentration. So, the movement occurs from the place where more solute molecules are there, more concentration is there, from there the transportation occurs to the low concentration. So, along with the concentration gradient means it occurs from high concentration to low concentration. As it is moving from high to low concentration here, now here without energy or without ATP. ATP is not required to move from high concentration to low concentration. Here of course across the membrane, here if you take in this case the maybe by carrier proteins, sometimes maybe by carrier proteins or membrane proteins. Maybe by, sometimes, but you write down, sometimes by carrier proteins or what we write membrane proteins, but you write down sometimes, not all the time. What you can write here, sometimes. Sometimes what it occurs is nothing but what? Carrier proteins or membrane proteins. Sometimes it occurs by carrier proteins or membrane proteins. Why we wrote sometimes? Because for facilitated diffusion we have written across the membrane. Suppose if the molecules are soluble in the cell membrane, they can easily pass across the cell membrane. So, if you can remember for the last class what we have discussed in facilitated diffusion, the molecules or ions which are soluble in lipid layer. The molecules or ions which are soluble in lipid layer, they can easily pass across the membrane. The molecules can easily pass across the membrane. The molecules which are not soluble, I hope you have to catch the point very carefully. Molecules which are soluble in lipids can pass across the membrane. Suppose if the molecules are not soluble in lipids, how do they have to pass? They have to pass with the help of carrier proteins. So, the molecules which are not soluble in lipids, they will take the help of carrier proteins and passes across the membrane. They will pass across the membrane. That means sometimes they pass across the membrane as they are soluble in lipids, and some of them sometimes they take the help of carrier proteins or membrane proteins. Okay, so if you start writing all the points, and if you can concentrate and if you can understand this, every point you feel it as very easy point, and if you can revise number of times, the concept becomes very easy. Okay, with these easy concepts, some of them are easy concepts. With the easy concepts you can attend the questions which are intertwisted, provided if you are very strong with the basic points. So, I told you, people you may think, okay, you listen to diffusion, you understood diffusion, with full concentration you understood diffusion, then you studied facilitated diffusion, that also with full concentration you understood. Then now we are discussing passive transport. You have understood, maybe let us take it granted that you have understood well passive transport as well as active transport, but people will understand, but when it comes to the matter of questions, a comparison of diffusion, facilitated diffusion and passive transport, active transport, whenever the question is related to the differences between these four phenomenons, most of the people confuse in choosing the right option. Most of the people will confuse in choosing the right option. Why? People think that okay, diffusion is, yeah, I studied, I understood, it's easy. Facilitated diffusion also people have concentrated, they will study. And passive, active, if you understand, it's well and good. But the thing is, to answer the questions of transport in plants, you need to have a clear clarity of each and every word. If at all, if you remember, I told you facilitated diffusion can happen with energy or without energy. That simple word, is enough to confuse in the question. So, most of the times generations together we know the place where people will confuse a lot. Generally facilitated diffusion means they will take it granted that passive transport. They will study the textbook, they will study the notebook, they will understand the concept thoroughly, they will go through with each and every line of NCERT textbook, but you know they will understand facilitated diffusion means yeah, it is passive transport. But if you can see, there is one simple line in the textbook, one small line in the textbook. What is that? Sometimes when concentration is low outside the cell, too high inside the cell, it may take the help of energy. It may also move from low to high, but that process needs energy. That statement is there in facilitated diffusion. That means you have to, after reading that statement, you should get conclusion in your mind. Okay, facilitated diffusion is mostly passive transport, no doubt, but sometimes even there is a possibility of having what is called active transport. Blindly you cannot take facilitated diffusion, directly do not go to the option passive transport, no. Sometimes even there is a possibility of undergoing active transport. A chinna word NCERT line lo a word okkati gurtu pettukopote, okka point gurtu pettukopote, dani valla you will be the loss of the 5 marks. Okay, including negative 1 mark, you will be the loser of 5 marks. So, anyway you are sitting and studying, anyway you are understanding and following and taking the running notes. I hope all the students, I expect you have to take the running notes. Make sure that you write in each and every point, go through with the textual reading, NCERT line to line reading, and do not take any point as what is there in that point, it is okay. And out of the paragraph, some people will remember 2 points and 3 points. From the total paragraph they will read half of the page, for example, paragraph is there, half of the paragraph is there. People will read that half paragraph, total half of the page content they will read, and they will try to remember from this paragraph, okay, 4 points are important, 5 points are important, they will remember only 5 points. And remaining points they will think they are simple points, some are unnecessary points, some points are related to basics, I know already. So, people will think that yes, I got it, I completed my preparation, 1 page preparation or the half page preparation I completed. But when it comes to the matter of the attending questions, they feel little difficult, they confuse in between 2 options because they have forgotten few simple statements in the NCERT lines. They will say, I have completed my preparation. Then why marks did not come means I have confused few statements and in between 2 options. Guys, that is what I am telling you. At this stage, we expect you people should become the master of NCERT textual lines. The line what we study here, it may be related to some other chapter, but there it is mentioned it as a simple point. So guys, to my students, I always suggest you that you need to have a clear clarity of each and every line of NCERT. Try to understand the meaning. Try to keep the meaning of the sentence in your mind, correlate that meaning of the statement and think what may be the kind of question arises from this simple statement. Of course, it takes lot of time to read a half paragraph with the perfect preparation, but not a problem. Take enough time into your hand, listen to the class with a lot of concentration. I always tell repeating of the same things. Okay, listen to the class with full concentration, note down the points, revise quickly in your mind, go with NCERT lines and try to do some questions so that it makes your preparation very easy. Even hard topics becomes very easy topics for you, right? Now, where are we here? Now, sometimes it occurs by carrier proteins and membrane proteins. Why I am telling you, look at the meaning in this statement. You may think what is there in this simple statement. Sometimes carrier proteins, membrane proteins. I will keep it in my mind, I will go ahead. But what is the meaning of sometimes? That means sometimes the process occurs without carrier proteins also. You need to stop here at this point. This point దగ్గర ఇప్పుడు నేను ఆగిపోయాను. According to the NCERT textbook, what I wrote, sometimes by carrier proteins, membrane proteins అని చదివేశాను. Next point కి వెళ్ళిపోయాను. I have gone to next point. Okay, this point. But ఎవరైతే ఈ పాయింట్ దగ్గర ఆగి sometimes carrier protein membrane proteins ante sometimes మిగతా టైంలో క్యారియర్ ప్రోటీన్స్ లేకుండానే ప్యాసివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ జరుగుతుంది. ఒకవేళ క్యారియర్ ప్రోటీన్స్ లేకుండా ప్యాసివ్ ట్రాన్స్పోర్ట్ జరిగితే ఇట్స్ కాల్డ్ డిఫ్యూజన్. I hope you got it. Okay, sometimes by carrier proteins or membrane proteins, if this is the case, this speaks about facilitated diffusion. Sometimes happens without carrier proteins. If that is the case, you have to choose the option diffusion. See how small difference is there. If you can understand that each and every small difference with each and every line and meaning of the NCERT, you will be thorough with NCERT line and no question can trouble you on the final paper. Guys, again I'll tell you, you have to stop like a simple points statements in NCERT. Simple statements unna sare prati oka statement meaning ardham cheskuntu chaduvukuntu mundukelandi. Why? Because whenever we speak about the counseling part, whenever I ask you why marks are not coming in the weekend, means people say that yes, I prepared, I know total NCERT, I studied a lot, but I did not get my marks. Guys, if you study like a newspaper reading, how you will get your marks? Stop at each and every point, stop with each and every point, look into the point, go to the depth of the point, go to the depth meaning of the point. If you can, it may take little time, but sit with the book. This is the time where you can do best of your preparation, right? This time will not come back to you again. So why marks are not coming means each and every statement you have to see the depth. What he want to say with this statement? If sometimes by carrier proteins means, what you have to understand, this is the reading part. From the reading of this statement, what you have to understand, sometimes it happens by carrier proteins means sometimes may have chance which happens without carrier proteins. If it is without carrier proteins, it's called diffusion. If it happens with carrier proteins, it is facilitated diffusion. చక్కగా మీనింగ్ అర్థం చేసుకొని ప్రతి ఒక్క పాయింట్ చూసుకొని ముందుకు వెళ్ళే వాళ్ళకమ్మా దే కెన్ స్కోర్ ఫుల్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ఫుల్ స్కోర్. దే విల్ నాట్ ఫాల్ డౌన్ ఇన్ ఎనీ ఆఫ్ ద ఇంటర్ట్విస్టెడ్ క్వశ్చన్ ఆర్ దే విల్ నాట్ ఫాల్ డౌన్ విత్ ద ట్రబుల్ ఆఫ్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్ ఆన్ ద పేపర్. They will climb the ladder with full score. Okay, so what is the meaning, what is the conclusion part from the statement? Passive transport with carrier proteins, membrane proteins is called. Why I am stressing this point? Because every time in the question paper, whenever this question comes, most of the times people will confuse. They say facilitated transport means this is passive only, diffusion means passive only. But what is the difference between diffusion and facilitated diffusion? Remember, carrier proteins. Okay, final conclusion point, again I'll repeat, listen carefully. Passive transport with carrier proteins or membrane proteins is called facilitated diffusion. Chakkaga prati okka point, each and every point, if you think to the depth and if you can study, even though it takes more time, if you make it your preparation very perfect, I am telling each and every guy. Why do I call you guys? Means that both boys and girls, I'll call you guys, right? Each and every guy, each and every boy, each and every girl has a possibility of getting, especially biology. If you take botany, if you take 180 out of 180 will fall. Closing your eyes, you can put it on the paper, you can get it from the paper. Okay, each and every girl has stamina, each and every boy has stamina. Only the thing is difference in understanding. It's not that how many hours you are sitting with the book and reading. It's not that I sat for 10 hours and studied the total chapter, but I am not getting 180. What is the reason? Maybe you studied more time, but whether you understood the depth of each and every point, did you correlate it with the last class statements? Are you intertwisted the concept? You are making yourself perfect in all angles with each and every point or not check thoroughly. Why I am telling, stressing this point, stopping the class in the middle of the class, why I am stressing this so much? Why? Because guys, whenever I talk with you personally in counseling, most of the people will say that yes ma'am, I prepared, thoroughly I studied, but I don't know why I am not getting 180 marks. This is the reason. Guys, this is the reason. ఓకే, ఎవ్రీ పాయింట్ చక్కగా చదువుకొని దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటని విత్ ద కంప్లీట్ కాన్షియస్ ఆఫ్ మైండ్, ఫుల్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్, ధ్యాస మొత్తం పెట్టి ప్రతి ఒక్క పాయింట్కి ఉన్న ముందు పాయింట్, వెనుక పాయింట్, దాని తర్వాత ఉన్న ముందున్న కాన్సెప్ట్కి ఏమైనా రిలేటెడా, దాని డెప్త్ మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, ప్రతి ఒక్క పాయింట్ మీరు కష్టపడి చదువుకుంటూ అలా ముందుకు వెళ్ళారంటే then that becomes, that is the meaning that you are perfect with NCERT. అలా ప్రతి ఒక్క చాప్టరు, each and every chapter, each and every concept, each and every paragraph, each and every statement, maybe it's a basic statement or it may be simple statement, each and every statement conscious, with full consciousness, if you can see, if you take the revenge on each and every statement, what are you, what you are talking about, what is the meaning in your statement, if you can take the revenge on each and every statement in reading with so much of strong intention, guys, getting the medical seat is the easiest task. And if you don't do, and if you give just newspaper reading in the concept, okay, from the half of the paragraph I understood 4 points are important, and that if you keep it in your mind, rest of the simple points if you leave it aside, that may be the simple point for today in half page, but the simple point may be connected to some other important concept in some other chapter. So guys, NCERT, you people are lucky, NCERT textual lines, they are giving questions on that. Make sure that you prepare thoroughly and try to understand the meaning of each and every statement. Why am I talking to you so much about stressing the points here? Why? Because most of the people, I could able to see your marks are down. Some people are in the 3/4 part of the ladder, but no one is reaching to the full extent of the ladder. 180 out of 180 people are not getting it. Full 45 questions or 25 questions, full 25 I have done correct. Some questions are logical, some questions which you need to correlate with the first year. Anyway guys, I have to see good result. Transport in plants is a, you can handle this chapter in well way. In this chapter you can score well. I would like to see the complete, a good rise of weekend marks. That is why I am stressing, stopping the class in the middle. I am telling you what is the way, how you have to prepare each and every point. I am stressing here. In this stressing the point, you need to stress you yourself in getting the good score, highest score, and the total score out of the total marks. Okay, so here every point if you read like in depth manner, everything becomes very easy for you, right? So what we said, sometimes by carrier proteins or membrane proteins, sometimes without carrier proteins is passive, that is diffusion, sometimes with the carrier proteins, that is facilitated diffusion. Okay, all right. Now here energy is there, carrier proteins. Now let us come to active transport. What is active transport? So here if you take along with the concentration gradient, so if you take here, so exactly opposite we have to write. There we wrote along with. Try to see the differences. Here we are writing against concentration gradient. What are we writing? Against concentration gradient. Guys, wherever I circulate, you circle along with me. What is the difference you have to remember? Passive means immediately you have to remember along with the concentration gradient, and immediately you circle this. Active means immediately you have to remember against concentration gradient. So if you take the against concentration gradient, here I wrote high to low, so here you can write automatically from low concentration to high concentration. Where to where it's happening? From low concentration to high concentration. Here I said, again I am circling it energy or ATP, it's not needed. So why I am keeping wrong mark here? Energy is not needed for passive process, but here it needs ATP or energy is required or it is needed. See the differences here. Here ATP energy is needed, I kept the tick mark. Here it is not needed. You can make it more simple when you are practicing and putting on the notebook. Simply you can write whatever I condensed, you can condense it more. Or you can write simply energy or ATP under passive, put the wrong mark, it is not needed, put the tick mark, yes it is needed, right? And what else I said here? Carrier proteins or membrane proteins may be needed, may not be needed. That means passive transport may need carrier proteins or may not need carrier proteins. If it is needed, it's called facilitated diffusion. If it is not needed, it's called diffusion. But coming to active transport here, occurs by compulsorily, it occurs by carrier, what you call pumps. Better you write down. I will introduce a term called pumps. I will introduce the term called as what? Pumps. So here let me introduce the term called pumps. What's the meaning of this pumps here? Pumps is nothing but carrier proteins along with the energy. Let us take carrier proteins along with the energy. Okay, so what are these called pumps? You think this is something like new term, right? Don't worry guys, you have to remember this term importantly. What are pumps here? Pumps are nothing but carrier proteins when they do function with the help of energy, then they are called pumps. Hopefully you got it, right? I repeat again. What are these pumps? Carrier proteins, whenever they do function with the help of energy, then they are called pumps. So what are this here? Pumps are nothing but carrier proteins with energy. Now, so suppose if I am the student, now after coming up to here, after reading diffusion, facilitated diffusion, passive transport, active transport, as a student what I need to get it in my mind? Immediately let us see that what are the different things of transport happening across the cell membrane. Immediately I will get a thought into my mind. So what is the thought which I need to understand here, which I need to put it on the paper? Maybe up to here, I will just stop in the middle here. So up to here if you take, I will just draw here cell membrane. So here I will draw, this is nothing but what? Cell membrane. Okay. So if I am the student, I should take the clarity. So far I have done up to here. Then what is the thing I have understood so far? Now this is the one have lipids. Okay. First year in cytology we studied about the structure of cell membrane. Yeah. Now I know that I have, okay, bilipid layer is there. Then what are there called? Carrier proteins. Again bilipid layer, lipids are there. Again carrier proteins. Okay. So sometimes the carrier protein also occurs like this. It also occurs like this. Okay. So this is. Now as a student what I need to understand here? The molecules which are, listen carefully guys, the molecules which are soluble in lipids can pass across the membrane. What do you call that? You can call that as, what you can call? You can call that as D. D is nothing but what? Diffusion. I hope you can understand. Okay. The molecules or the molecules or the ions which are soluble in lipids, they can easily pass across the cell membrane. Then it is called diffusion. D is nothing but what? Diffusion. In my mind as a student I should get the complete clarity, right? Across the cell membrane, what's happening? On the cell membrane, transportation of molecules are happening. How they are moving? They are moving from outside the cell to inside the cell to outside the cell. So on cell membrane what is happening? Transportation of molecules are happening. How transportation of molecules are happening? By diffusion. The molecules soluble in lipids, they transverse across the membrane by diffusion. Okay. Sometimes what happens? The molecules are not dissolved in lipids. Then they form the hydrophilic moiety, right, and they will be transported across the carrier proteins, or we call membrane protein. It's called facilitated diffusion. If possible, I'll try to send a few things related to few pictures or images related to this. I'll try to send you. Okay, this is diffusion and this is what you call as a facilitated diffusion. Okay, then coming to here, bilipid layer is there. These are not need of energy. So here what do I can write? Energy is not needed. Energy is not needed. Energy is not required. Then it is called facilitated diffusion. Okay. Now diffusion, facilitated diffusion, both will fall in the category called passive transport. Now this carrier protein plus with energy. So here carrier proteins with energy, it's called as what? Pump. Why? Because it says that if energy comes, then only I will open the gate, then only I will transfer the molecules inside. If no energy, I will not do the function, I will keep quiet and I will sit like this. Okay, if someone is giving the energy, then only okay, I will open the gate, okay, I will get it transfer the molecules. If no energy is given, no, I will not do the work, I will stand like this. Even the molecule will come, I will not allow it to get it transported. So, some carrier proteins, they work only with the help of energy. What is the difference between carrier protein and the pump? Both are carrier protein. Okay, that carrier protein, energy is not needed. When molecules come, it opens the gate, they will go. Right? It takes inside the cell. What about I am called pump. Why I am called pump? Because I am also a carrier protein. But what I will tell as a pump, if energy is given to me, then only I will take the molecule from outside the cell to inside the cell. If energy is not given, I will not do the transportation. I will keep quiet like this. Okay. So, the carrier protein which works with the energy are called pumps. And they here undergo what is called active transport. What do they undergo? Active transport. Here without energy they undergo what is called passive transport. Right? I hope now as a student this you have to take it very clearly in your mind. I keep telling you that you keep reading the textbook, but after some time you need to look back. Arey, what is happening on the cell membrane? These are the things are happening. Maybe from without what you call without carrier proteins, diffusion. With the carrier proteins, facilitated diffusion, both are passive. Okay, there are some carrier proteins which do the work, right? So they will do the work only when comes in contact with the energy. Then they are called active transport. Where are they? All are there on the cell membrane. If you get this kind of clarity in your mind, after you study till active transport, you are perfect with the concept called transport in plants, especially with the types of transport. Right? This is how you have to keep in your mind the pictorial representation. This is how you have to get to the clarity, conclusion. Why I am telling this much time? Why? Because you need to understand carefully each and every line, each and every meaning of each and every statement. Right? Now, so here pumps are involved. Why they are called pumps? Carrier proteins plus energy. So, as no energy here, they get transported, they are called downhill transport, and they downhill means where to where? From high concentration to low concentration. High to low it's coming, that's why it's called downhill transport or downhill process. Uphill transport means as it's going from low concentration to high concentration with the help of energy, that's why it's going up. Up from means where to where? From low concentration to high concentration, going up, that's why it's called uphill. Downhill means coming from high concentration to low concentration, that is why it's called downhill and uphill. Simple example, when you are climbing the steps up, or you just think that you are climbing down. When you are climbing down, you so easily you can climb down. Why? You don't need to put much energy. When you are climbing down the step, you will be step by step, step by step, step by step, you will come so fast. You don't need to apply much energy. So, you will come down so fast. Why? From high to low, no much energy is needed. But if you have to go from lower step to higher step, Okay, you will climb nearly 10 steps fast, even though you are youngsters, but after 10 steps you will apply, your speed will reduce, slowly you will climb the steps up. Why? Because you need energy, you will put more energy in climbing up, low to high, that's why active transport is movement from low to high, that's why it's called uphill transport. While coming down you will climb the steps down very fast because energy is not that much needed. So, no need of energy because coming from high to low, that's why passive is called downhill transport, active is called uphill transport. Try to remember, don't get confusion. Sometimes in the question, in place of passive transport, they will give downhill transport. In place of active transport, they will give uphill process. Then no need to worry, at that time be careful. Try to remember these two terminology and see very clear differences between passive transport and active transport. Right. Now, apart from this, if you look at passive transport is further divided into 3 categories. Okay, so let us talk about what? Passive transport. Passive transport, it is divided into 3 types, divided into 3 categories. 3 categories. Divided into 3 categories. What are they? Let us take. First one is symport. What is the first one? Symport. Let me write the movement, better you take the movement of 2 molecules across the membrane, movement of 2 molecules across the membrane in the same direction, in the same direction. What's happening here? Let us take, this is nothing but cell membrane. This is nothing but what? Carrier protein. What is symport here? What is symport? Movement of 2 molecules. We are taking 2 molecules. Okay, movement of 2 molecules. 2 molecules are moving. Maybe from outside the cell to inside the cell, or maybe from inside the cell to outside the cell. Who are moving? 2 molecules are moving across the membrane in the same direction. So, what is important here? In the same direction is important. So, here let us say that okay, A molecule is moving from outside the cell to inside the cell. Simultaneously by the same carrier protein, B molecule also moving by the same carrier protein from outside the cell into inside the cell. The 2 molecules are moving across the membrane by the same carrier protein in the same direction, maybe from outside the cell to inside the cell, or from inside the cell to outside the cell. When 2 molecules are moving in the same direction by the same carrier protein across the membrane, it's called symport. It's called as what? Symport. What is symport here? Movement of 2 molecules across the membrane in the same direction. 2 molecules are moving in the same direction, maybe from outside the cell to inside the cell, or from inside the cell to outside the cell. Then by the same carrier protein, such type of passive transport, it's called symport. It's called as what? Symport. Right. Similarly, let us take the next one as antiport. What is the meaning of antiport here? We say that movement of 2 molecules, what do we write? Across the membrane, I will write down across the membrane in opposite direction. In the opposite direction. Okay. In the opposite direction. What is the meaning of this? Let us see carefully. Antipode. Antipode means opposite. So we say movement of two molecules. Again we are talking about two molecules are moving. Where they are moving? Across the membrane. They are going across the membrane, but in opposite direction. So how do we draw opposite direction here? Let us take here across the membrane. So here maybe A is moving from outer to inner side, then B is moving from inner to outer side. Okay, A is moving from outside the cell to inside the cell. Simultaneously B is moving in opposite direction. It's simultaneously by the same carrier protein, it's moving from inside the cell to outside the cell. Okay, so here what is moving here? It's called a molecule. A, for example, if you see, A is moving from where to where here? Outside the cell to inside the cell. What about B here? B is moving by the same carrier protein. B is moving from where to where? From inside the cell to outside the cell. By the same carrier protein, one is going in one direction, other one is going in other direction. So I hope it's clear, right? A2 from out to in, B from in to out by the same carrier protein. So when you talk about movement of two molecules across the membrane in opposite direction, then it is called as what? Antipode. It's called antipode, right? Then we have one more category called as sympode. Under three categories, the third category is referred as sympode.